So tons of really good action from day one of the black belts here at the IBJJF 2021 Pan Championships. It's been a lot of fun to call the action so far, and I think the best thing to do, Kendall, is try and recap some of the crazy matches that have taken place here today, because there's been something of everything, right? There have been quick submissions, there's been some dramatic decisions, there have been some incredible points victories in every division, from light through heavy, male or female. Let's start off with some of the standout matches in general for you today, just some of the contests that stood out to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we had Lucas Valente right here in front of us with an amazing cross-collar choke from the mount in his first match. Very, very dominant. I also really enjoyed watching Liz Clay and Bia Basilio. Was just a very, very technical fight.
Now, that was the absolute division as well, so that's always a little bit more special, right?
It was very special, and, you know, both just amazing competitors, played it very smart, and just a lot of, you know, great exchanges in that fight. And then we also saw Bia Basilio very physical with Sofia Amarante. Very, very good fight in her weight class. So Flores, I'm sorry. And it was just such a great action. Everyone was out to kill today. And yeah, we also saw some insane omoplata defense from, was it Gabriel Souza?
Yeah, in his match with Josh Cisneros. That, for me, was definitely one of the barn burners of today as well. There's been a lot of good action today, and I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight some of the best submissions, because there were definitely many across all the different black belt divisions. Gabi Pisagna, for example, right here in front of us here on mat 2.
26 seconds.
26 seconds straight Achilles lock. So you said before that you feel that Gabi's one of the strongest women you've ever grappled with.
Literally on the planet, yeah. One of the strongest. Like when she gets a grip, it feels like I have like an ultra heavy male grip on the collar to try to break. Just unbelievably powerful, so smart, and just a great performance today. She had a quick triangle. She had a very tightly contested match with Anna Carolina, where she did get to side controls, a little bit debatable with points and things like that. Very, very tough match. And then a quick ankle lock here in front of us.
Now that's an interesting one we should definitely recap very quickly as well, is the way that the women's absolute division played out, because Yara Suarez and Anna Carolina Vieira are going to face off tomorrow in the finals. And the division right through to the semifinals played out today. Bianca Basilio, the featherweight, went up against the super heavyweight Yara Suarez in the semifinal, right? That was a very, very tight match indeed. But Anna Carolina Vieira, she had a great performance in getting through to the finals, and including, as you mentioned there, that quarterfinal match against Gabi Pisagna. Now, Gabi Pisagna, it takes a special kind of black belt to be able to stop Gabi Pisagna. And I think that even that debatable side control stroke guard pass towards the end there, that Anna Carolina showed certain things that I think other black belts would do a good job of investigating more, because not many people can even hang with Gabi, let alone beat her in certain areas, right?
No, it was beautiful the way that we normally think about Anna Carolina as such an incredible passer. She elected to pull guard. She played a beautiful single leg X game, and with someone with long legs like that, Gabrielle has that great posture. She stands up, does a lot of explosive back step passing, things of that nature. To see Anna Carolina in that position was very, very smart, and she was able to use it to sweep and come on top and put some points on the board. And after that, there was a little bit of confusion at the end. Gabrielle thought she had the points. She didn't. Very close fight, but I agree that it'll be a match to study for people who want to have good matches with Gabrielle. It'll be a good one to look at.
Some other notable moments from today as well. The black belt male absolute division is going to be a rematch of the final that we had here last year in 2020. Gustavo Batista of Atos is going to be going up against Felipe Andrew in a replay of exactly that same match from last year. Now, last year it was Felipe Andrew who was able to take gold after getting disqualified in his weight class. Now, I feel that Felipe Andrew is going to be coming back with something to prove this year. He's already fought through in his weight class, and he's going to have done the same in the absolute, so I'm thinking that he's going to be aiming for double gold. But then you have to know that that's Batista's goal as well here. They're obviously both looking for that. But talking about Batista, I'm just thinking about that semi-final against Guillermo Augusto, again, that took place right in front of us, because Guillermo Augusto of Alliance, he was pouring on the pressure, going after Batista. Came very close but to getting him with what looked like an Ezekiel choke.
It was close.
And then Batista was able to turn it around and actually submit Augusto with an arm triangle. Just incredible pressure, right?
Just insane. I mean, we talked about how once Gustavo gets into those passing positions, he just flows like water through people's guards, from a quarter guard position to like almost in the mount, and then an S mount, and then north-south and side control. Then he's on your back, and he has your arm and your head connected. It's really, really incredible how he floats through those positions. Just beautiful. And then, of course, we saw Felipe Andrew also with just such dominant performances today. Just powerful, throwing people around. Just looked absolutely unstoppable. Not just his jiu-jitsu, but his mindset. He just looked in the zone.
Oh,
so,
yeah, very focused, yeah.
Those two together is going to be great. I believe you said Gustavo Batista, did he move up a weight class as well?
He did, yes. So last year he
Might help
competed
with
in
that.
medium heavy. This time he's heavy. That extra horsepower, as we say, you know, like going up against somebody like Felipe Andrew.
You're going to need it.
You're going to need it for sure, absolutely. Some other standout moments from today. There were some really, really impressive performances. Some amazing submissions. And I want to highlight a couple that stand out to me. So I'm talking about, number one, there was Fabricio Andre, the first round match up against Osvaldo Queixinho, the veteran Osvaldo Queixinho, and the brand new black belt Fabricio Andre in his first time competing in an IBJJF major championship as a black belt. And Andre was able to withstand the attacks of Queixinho and submit him in an electrifying match.
Yeah, I think that was pretty unexpected, right? Queixinho was probably the favorite coming into that and dominated the match for quite some time. And it was, you know, that finish was just left Queixinho without any options. It was beautiful.
Yeah, indeed. Another amazing finish was Ronaldo Jr.'s flying armbar. A very competitive match, actually, up until that point. Maybe a little more competitive than people expected. There's not often you see Ronaldo being put on the back foot like that. But just talk me through the way that he set up that armbar, because it was a blink and you miss it, right?
No, it was beautiful. I mean, Ronaldo was doing what Ronaldo does and jumping back and forth and trying to pass, and that straight arm came up looking for a collar grip, and he grabbed onto it nice and tight, jumped through the guard into this beautiful armbar position. It was very nice to see his intelligence there, where he first went for that armbar and then almost looked like he was going to transition to a triangle, and then realized how tight the armbar was and then cranked up on the armbar, and it all happened within milliseconds. It was beautiful to see, and just lightning fast, and the tap came on so quickly. It was great.
Another very impressive performance in that same division, actually, was watching Tynan Dalpra compete against Italo Mura in the elimination match. Now, Tynan, this is, again, his first IBJJF major tournament, his first time at the Pans as a black belt. He was promoted on the podium here at Pans last year after winning the brown belt division.
Great anniversary.
Great anniversary. But coming back here, channeling that same kind of energy, that same kind of performance that he had here 1 year ago, he's already been showing us that he's a great black belt competing on the local scene here in IBJJF tournaments. But there's a
double
big
golding
step up,
everywhere,
right?
yeah.
There's a big difference in competing on the regional circuit and competing at Pans.
Right.
But putting over 20 points on Italo Mura in his first match, I think that's a sign of things to come, right?
Yeah, he looked very dominant. I think it was 29 points or something insane like that. It was just passing mount, knee on belly, passing mount, knee on belly, taking the back. Just once the pressure was on, it was on. It was like, reminded me of like a volcano, like the lava just kept coming out, and it was impressive.
Some more matches that we could possibly talk about in the women's division. Well, the way that the Absolute played out was definitely very interesting, but it's worth noting as well that all of the women's finals will actually take place tomorrow.
Yes.
I think one that people are particularly looking forward to is the lightweight final. Again, a rookie black belt, Margot Ciccarelli, is taking on Natalie Ribeiro.
Beautiful fight.
This is great, isn't it? Because we're seeing, as we mentioned earlier, with the addition of grapplers like Gabby, like Yara Suarez, now competing in the black belt division here at Pans, that injection of fresh blood, that Margot of Unity, she's another one of those names that people should watch.
She's another one that has been competing on the AJP scene as well, and has experience with black belts. She's not a stranger to competing with black belts. We've seen that. She's been winning opens. She's been doing well, winning absolute divisions at the opens with high-level competitors. She and Natalie both have very, very strong guard games, and so it'll be very interesting to see how they play out in the finals tomorrow.
Another exciting female final that we can look forward to tomorrow is the featherweight division, because Bianca Basilio and Gabby McComb are going to be going head-to-head. Now, we know about Bianca Basilio's intensity and her style of fighting, but we commentated Gabby's match earlier as well, and well, tenacious. Incredibly tenacious, right?
Relentless. And once she gets a bite of something, it's like, it reminds me of like a pit bull. Like once they latch on, that you cannot get that off. You know, she is so relentless. It's so fun to watch. So with her, with Bia Basilio, I think that's such a beautiful matchup. It's going to be very physical. I think there's going to be a lot of great energy, and we're going to have a very, very exciting fight with those two. And I'm excited to see what happens. I don't think I've ever seen them fight before.
I just want to give a quick shout out as well, because one of my favorite matches of the day, and I have to think is possibly going to be one of the most entertaining of the tournament, was the match between Josh Cisneros and Gabriel Souza. Gabriel Souza won that one 4-2, but an incredible match that the score doesn't often reflect the amount of activity that took place.
It was wild.
Very exciting.
A lot of
really
wrestling
back and
exchanges.
forth.
Big takedowns, you know, and there was that giant, almost like Tomoe type movement from Souza where he pulled and went straight into an overhead sweep. Just really, really beautiful jiu-jitsu, and great in tenacity from both fighters as well. It was just a non-stop match.
Yeah, this featherweight division is going to go off tomorrow. It's the quarterfinals are all set, and for some very interesting ones, Alessandro Sodre, who had some strong performances as well, is going to be going up against Isaac Duertlein in the quarterfinal. It's a match I'm very much looking forward to. I'm also looking forward to seeing Shane Jamil Hill up against Richard Nogueira.
And how, correct me if I'm wrong, is it Anna Carolina versus Elizabeth Clay in the finals of the women's weight class?
I can tell you that
I believe that might be right, and if so, that would be a rematch from their Who's Number One Road to ADCC fight, but it would be in the gi now, where Anna Carolina beat Elizabeth Clay via points at the Who's Number One no gi match. And it looks like
indeed it is, yeah.
Are going to repeat.
Elizabeth Clay did not get to compete in her weight class. She only had that one match in the absolute. Her opponent, Tamara Ferreira, unfortunately no-showed the division. But Anna Carolina and Chloe McNally had a very close match.
They did. It was a 2-0 match, I believe. Anna Carolina had an early sweep. Chloe tried to get it going the rest of the fight. Very technical fight, and I know they've trained a lot together and have a good history. So very tough match for Chloe, and I'm very excited to see this rematch in the gi.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see if the stylistic differences will change or if they'll stay very similar to Who's Number One.
Very interesting. There's a lot to look forward to tomorrow. The action starts at around about 9:30 a.m. tomorrow here at the IBJJF Pans, and we'll be going through all the way through for the rest of the afternoon, right through to the absolute finals, which will be the last matches of the day. We're looking forward to that. Kendall and I will be here to bring the action to you pretty much all day. We'll see you tomorrow.